Hello everyone, this will be a critique on episode 3, Game of Thrones season 8. Mostly, I will not talk about the points that other people said, that the episode was too dark, that some scenes could have been executed better, with which I do agree. I will talk about about it a little bit different. So, there will be just small book spoilers and mostly about book 5, The Dance with Dragons. Mainly I want to start with I do not agree with the brothers that they introduced the plot with Arya 3 years ago, probably during capturing of season 7. But even if it was a dumb decision, I cannot be hypocritical and say that George Martin himself, though his books are very masterfully done, doesn't do the same thing. In book 5 he introduces a character which in my opinion only complicates things, and I will just name him as Young Griff. That's his actually in a way nickname in the book. So when you take a story that you had and you introduce a main character sorts of in not even the middle of the series but near the end, you only complicate your things. Everybody is ranting on the brothers, though rightfully so, but George Martin himself didn't finish even one book in 8 years. He mostly, in a way, went to lots of conventions, promoted the series, made other deals for the prequels, put out another fantastical historic book, Fire and Blood, but all that together, he could have taken Winds of Winter and from that book, from 1500 manuscript pages, and put it into two smaller books. Firstly, the producers would have more material, the readers would have more things to read. So you can't fault always the producers of the show for quote unquote stupid or not quote unquote stupid reasons for changing the story. Yes, they are making fan fiction, but aren't we all making fan fiction? Though we might make better fan fiction than them. I mean, everybody has their own opinion how the show should end, if the White Walkers, aka the others, are important or not. I mean, I have a real question. Who do you want to see on the throne? How do you want to see the series end? If you wanted to see the Night King defeated on the end of the series, then the victor would sit on the throne and all the calamity and all the intrigue would be gone about that part. Daenerys' story and her way to the throne would in a way be, I don't know, pointless? Like Jon Snow's story right now through episode 3, season 8. Seems pointless because Arya killed the Night King. But a little bit more thoughts about the episode. So, yes, I don't have a gripe that other characters survived. I mean, in my opinion, main characters like Jorah Mormont died. He is a main character in the story of Daenerys because A Song of Ice and Fire, aka Game of Thrones, is not just one novel, it's more novels in one novel. Because each the main character has its own novel in the books and in the series. Let's be honest. So Jorah Mormont is a main character, so is Theon, and main characters died. Maybe stupid deaths, maybe not. People complain, how did Jorah Mormont come just out of nowhere to help Daenerys? If you understand his character, that he probably, if I would be in his position, if I would see Drogon in the sky, the first thing that I would do is run to him, because his life is actually Daenerys. He is her Queen's Guard. So I don't see a great problem with it. You can't make each step, you can't show each step, but that itself does not mm, excuse, maybe in a way, bad translation of those surroundings, of those actions to the screen. Just a second, please. I do agree that the Fraki were in a way wasted. They could have made them flank the army of the undead. But there is a big problem with the Dothraki. They cannot be in Westeros. In the books and in the TV show, and George Martin himself have a little bit of problem with them because their culture does not mix together with peaceful living together with other people. They would pillage, destroy, burn, rape, what King Robert said actually. So I don't think that George Martin will even have them in the books in the end because they can't be there. They need to have a way out. Either they will return back to Essos or they will stay in Westeros. But you can't have them. And they went out in a very stupid way. Without Melisandre, they would charge in the dark without flaming swords. All of that is valid. I do agree that they should have made better tactics. The trench, the moat, should be positioned differently. They do have, how do you call it, heavy machinery to dig trenches on the set. The trenches could have been wider, so I do not believe that they dig the trenches with their bare hands. So I really understand why they were so small. Uh, about Jamie, Berea, and Tormund and the others fighting all the time against the Waits, Wraiths, the undead from the Night King. I don't have a problem with them in a way surviving. I have a problem with the screenwriters making it so, putting them into positions in which they should have died, but didn't. They could have put them in better positions. They could have put them into corridors or such places and let them fight off the undead army in a small pincher with the help of other common, I say common soldiers. So I, I don't have the I don't have a problem with the story. I have a problem with how the story is presented, how the storyteller is telling the story. That's what's at fault here. And I think that people are missing that. Yes, the battle could have dragged on to King's Landing. It's quite stupid to call it the Long Night and only last one episode. There could have been 8 episodes or even 10. You can drag on the story quite in better ways. The dialogue could have been better. I think that the director made a big, mm, how do you say it, big mistake. He said he was watching Helm's Deep, but in all other fantasy books, or not even fantasy books, but war tactics, in and even in Game of Thrones, they don't have in this battle prep talks, and they don't have dialogue during the battle. Everybody remembers Helm's Deep, or everybody remembers Aragorn's charge, or the Rohan charge, or whatever else comes to my mind right now, because before that comes to pass, they have an inspirational talk, and they didn't have any inspirational talk here. Tyrion even had an inspirational talk during Blackwater. So that's a big, for me, thing that's missing, and I can't see why it wasn't there. That's a big misstep, if you ask me. So I'm not I'm not a professional producer, screenwriter, or director. I do not want to assume that I could do a much better job than them, but I'm not paid for that. I'm not schooled for that. and people who were paid and schooled for that and said that they watched Helm's Deep and other inspirations, maybe they didn't really get it. Probably. I'm not sure. I don't think this was the best execution of it. They telegraphed Arya coming to the Night King. Jon was yelling, "Go, go, go," when he was screaming at the dragon, and there were other hints, but they didn't want to telegraph it too much, and by not telegraphing it too much in the same way they botched it. So they, I don't want to say really failed at it, but they didn't succeed. Jamie was wasted. I think Jamie should have been with Bran and defending Bran, but Jamie has probably another purpose in this series. That's at least what I think, and it would be okay. I will stop here about Jamie. I would put him actually there at Bran's side. I would have Jamie fight against the Night King, and I would put maybe Jon there. I don't really hate what happened to Jon in this episode. Only about him being on the wall with the dragon and not lighting up the trench. I think that was a mistake too. So maybe Jon and Theon could have fought against some of the White Walkers, hold off the Night King because he knows he has only one weak spot, his heart. So they could have made him fight, but they didn't. And Arya could have killed him. I don't know. I think they, how I said before, botched it. It could have been better. I am disappointed, but I'm not really so angry at them. I can't be angry at them because I am a book reader and George Martin himself, people do not want to admit it, but he makes lots of S-pulls. Like lots and lots of S-pulls. He contrives stories out of nowhere. He puts complicated stories for no reason. Yes, they might be interesting, but in hindsight, they just make it more prolonged, which is, let's be honest, not good. Like he doesn't know how to finish Winds of Winter. There, like 1,500 pages is not enough. Daenerys still didn't come to, isn't even close to coming to Westeros in the books, and it should already be book 6, Winds of Winter by now. So how can I be so angry at the two brothers that made bad decisions for stupid reasons when George Martin, in his masterpiece, makes stupid decisions, in my opinion. Maybe not lots of them, but some of them. I That's just my opinion. Uh, I want to rate the episode as a fantasy episode of a TV show itself, a highly entertaining rating. I will give it 5 cats out of 5 cats. No, 4 cats out of 5 cats. This will be apparently my rating, but as a adaptation of the book to series, a 1 cat out of 5 cats, and my last verdict is a dog for being for not actually taking attention to its own previous seasons and how they were portrayed. So my rating is total bollocks because I don't believe in really numbers. I believe in, yes, you're satisfied. No, I'm not satisfied. So I, in the end, after nearly 1 week after the episode aired, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it, and I think people have the right to be angry, but everybody needs to think a little bit more calmly about it and critically, because whatever we say, everybody has their own fan fiction how it should have ended. But let's hope that the last three episodes will be better. Have a nice day, everybody, and good luck.